Today we are going to learn about Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was born in a Munda tribal group in mid-1870s. He grew up in the forest areas of Bahonda. The region is known as Bahonda region. His father used to travel from one place to another place in search of work. During his adolescent age, while he was growing, he came to the adolescent age. So then he heard the tales of the Mundas uprising of the past. He also learned that during the leadership of Sardars, the community uprisings or urging of the people to revolt, and the Sardar period is called as Golden Age. They talked about the Golden Age, which means that the Mundas are free from the enemies. The Mundas are having their own prosperity. They visualized a time when the ancestral rights of the community would be restored, means the rights on the forest would be restored. So Birsa Munda was born in 1870, mid 1870s. He was grown in the forest region of Bahonda region. He heard different tale stories about the Sardars during his adolescent age, where they have referred and talked about the golden age for the tribals. Birsa Munda is influenced by many schools of thoughts. Firstly, he went to a local missionary school at very young age, where he was deeply influenced by the sermons of the priests which are given in the missionaries. Sermons means a religious lecture or a message given to the public by a Christian priest. So he heard about the sermons and he got influenced. Later, he for some time spent company. Birsa also spent some time in the company of prominent Vaishnav preacher. So there he learned what the Vaishnavas are thinking. Then he realized that there is a lot of importance for purity and piety. He wanted to reform the tribal societies. After he learned that there is no purity in the tribal communities, he wanted to reform the tribal societies. He wanted the tribal societies to give up the habit of liquor, to give up the habit of keeping the villages dirty. Let us clean the villages and keep them clean. So he also wanted the Mundas to stop believing in witchcraft and sorcery. Witchcraft and sorcery means some kind of evil powers which were there, which was strongly believed by the tribal societies, that if we do this, if we offer prayers to this particular goddess, we get some kind of magical powers. So these kind of things he wanted them to stop believing, and he wanted these people to settle down in a particular place and cultivate the fields. So Birsa Munda got this knowledge by the influence of various schools of thoughts. One, he went to a local missionary where he was influenced by the sermons of the missionaries. Then he got for some time the company of a prominent Vaishnava preacher. Then he realized that we need to be pure and piety. So he wanted to bring reforms or changes in the tribal societies. So he wanted them to give up the liquor habit, clean the villages, stop believing in the witchcraft and sorcery. So all these blind beliefs, superstitious beliefs, liquor habit, untidiness of the village has to go, and these people have to settle down at a particular place and do the settled cultivation. These are the reforms what Birsa Munda want to bring in the tribal societies. What was the reaction by the British when he planned like this? The Birsa movement want to drive out the missionaries, moneylenders, Hindu landlords and the government, because he thought somewhere they are dominating their religious practices. They are exploiting the innocence of the tribals and they are taking control of the lives of the tribal groups. And instead, he want to set up a Munda Raj. A Munda Raj means the entire Munda tribal community will be having the head controls and Birsa will be its head. Britishers were worried by the political aim of that movement. So the end of Birsa movement started with an arrest of Birsa in 1895 and he was imprisoned or jailed for 2 years. Later he was released in 1897. After he was released, he started to spread the ideology of giving up liquor, having clean villages, settled cultivation, and also he wanted to drive away the missionaries, the Hindu landlords, money lenders, everything. So he has motivated the people for this call. So they started to attack the outsiders, the traders, the money lenders. But unfortunately, Birsa Munda died in 1900 due to cholera disease, and slowly the movement got fizzled out because they don't have their strong leader anymore. However, the movement which Birsa has led forced the colonial rulers to change the laws to suit the needs of the tribals. So Birsa Munda has left his impact for the next generation because the Britishers have to come down and change the colonial laws and make them suitable to the tribal requirements. So in this video lecture, we learned about Birsa Munda, where he was born, how he motivated the people, what are the changes that he want to bring in the tribal societies, what are the schools that has influenced him. Hope you all understood about Birsa Munda and his movement. That's all we have from this video lecture. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscription.